right now, obviously, we're all dealing with something that's completely unprecedented. We none of us have dealt with anything like this before, and we're kind of finding our way through. And we've got employees that are scared. We got family members that are scared. We've got all kinds of craziness going on around us. So I talked earlier about the Hubbard Management System. Mr. Hubbard outlined some procedures that specifically handle this concept of a dangerous environment. And there's a few of them that I think apply directly and specifically to the state of affairs that we're going through right now with all this coronavirus scare and the business impacts and the health impacts and everything else that go along with it. So I want to take a minute and just run through three of these very specific things you can do to procedures you can do to help yourself as well as family, employees, friends, whoever else. So the first one is a process that we call find something that isn't being a threat. And basically what you can do if you've got somebody that's feeling this constant threat and upset, have them look around their environment and find something that isn't being a threat. So if they're sitting in their office, you can say to them, look around the office here and find something that's not being a threat to you. And they can look over and say, you know what, that cubicle over there is not being a threat to me. Okay, great. Find something else here that's not being a threat to you. And let them look around and find something else. And you do that for a little while until they start to feel better. And what happens is when doing that, the person starts to realize how much they had their attention focused only on this threat and not realizing that there's lots of things out there that are not necessarily being a threat. And it can kind of calm somebody down and get them out of that panic, kind of almost get them out of their head for a little bit and get a better idea of what they can do and become more maybe at cause around their environment, or as opposed to just the effect of all these horrible things that are happening. The next one, and this is, you look at it from the timing when it was put out, when Hubbard released this was, don't read the newspaper. Well, obviously in today's world, that really relates more to, the TV news and social media and everything else. And the idea here is, look, I'm not going to get on a political soapbox about, what the media reports and doesn't report, but I don't think I'm offending anybody when I say that the media does blow things way out of proportion. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not true, but their biggest agenda is that they sell airtime and they're selling ads and they're making money and they're forwarding an agenda. So, big thing you do is turn off the news, turn off the social media, disconnect from that stuff. Don't get caught up in it. Now, I'm not suggesting, by the way, that you bury your head in the sand. We do need to obviously stay in tune with what's going on and up to date what's happening, but you don't have to have the news on 24/7 and then just constantly, interbulating you and upsetting you. And if you've got folks that are doing that you're just constantly looking at their phone or they're watching the news, or say, you know what, watch it once or twice a day, get an update, find a good reliable website that can give you just the facts and go get your updates, understand what's going on, but don't get yourself just constantly bombarded with all of this bad news. It just brings everybody down and it doesn't lead to solutions. That's the real thing, is all the bad news doesn't give you a solution of what can I do to improve my survival and the survival of my family and my company and improve the conditions around me. And then the third one is a pretty simple process called take a walk. And it really is just that simple. It's like getting out into the environment itself can really get your attention off of the problems and the dangerous environment and the dangerous situation. Just literally going out, taking a walk, looking around, looking at the sky, look at the trees, look at the birds flying by. It can help remove that blanket of, just junk that's been thrown at you. You go out and just kind of throw it off and expand and look out, and you kind of get your viewpoint, just a much bigger viewpoint, but again, one that's not being, constantly made that everything is horrible and the world is coming to an end. I mean, look, the reality is, like it or not, we've got a pretty tough situation that we're all going to have to get through here. This is not going to be a cakewalk, but we are going to get through it. And the folks who are going to get through it the best are the ones that can try to keep everything into perspective. Yes, be vigilant about what's going on with the situation, and monitor it, react correctly. Keep yourself healthy. Stay away from people that that, are sick, make sure that you obey this new term we'd never heard of before of social distancing, but keep that in mind, and make sure that you're protecting your health and the health of others and whatnot. But also make sure that you're trying to keep things going as normal as possible. Don't fall into the trap of everything's horrible, so I guess I got to curl up in a ball somewhere and just wait and see what happens. We can help affect what the outcome is going to be in very positive ways. So I hope these 3 tools are something that can help you. I know I've used them many times in the past, lived through 9/11, through, recessions and other just, personal situations where there's something going on. And every one of these, 3 things can really be helpful. So I hope that can be something that will be helpful to you and can help us all get through this and get to a better place here as quickly as we possibly can.